Today we have Hasan Piker. We got Charlie Kirk. Those two names alone, you know this video is going to be crazy. Let's rock.
So we are more capitalist than we are socialists right now. And everywhere the free market...
Oh, so you admit that capitalism and socialism coexist. So we have Thank you for proving my earlier point.
Hasan,
you were like,
yes,
Marxism.
we have some So yes, we have broken public schools, which you would attribute to socialist policies. We spend money that we don't have.
I said that we need to spend
Government
more
is far
on
too big, far too powerful, far too controlling over our lives.
Dude,
we have a $4.4 trillion budget every single year.
It's an idea. It's an ideology.
We have 3 million people that work for the federal government. All of these are pseudo-socialist ideas, of which I categorically disagree with.
So you want to privatize the school system entirely?
Okay, localize the school
answer
system,
my question.
eliminate the Department of Education, send the money back to the states,
Do you want to
allow a
privatize
voucher
the school system?
Right,
one at a time.
By the way, what does Foster Friess think about all that? I would like to know his perspective, because obviously his perspective is more important.
So if you're just for you that don't know, he's trying to attack my investors and donors, of which I'm happy to talk about. We have 35,000 donors spanned in all 50 states. We now have a $15 million budget, and we are supported by some of the most successful people in the American business community.
Okay, Charlie, talk your ish, man. I mean, look, but let's just be honest. I mean, they're bickering like children. Back to the video. Let's get Charlie's angle on. Let's give him some time to cook. Let's see.
He means wealthy billionaires who have stolen your money and your
wealth
wages.
for everyone. Oh, really? So when we get investments from people that, for example, helped create the modern internet as we know it, or people that helped...
Oh, how was the modern internet created? Oh, wait, that was also socialism. That was actually military finance.
So let me ask you a question.
There you go. And another example of how publicly funded
Hasan,
research is good, and we all benefit from it.
The most successful Silicon Valley companies right now are all socialist. Is that what you're saying? Google,
no,
Apple,
absolutely not.
Facebook. Oh, okay. So
did the most successful Silicon Valley companies invent the
technology
internet?
sector?
Come on,
we
that's
rely
not
on
what
the free
I said
market.
at all. That's not what I said at all.
No, hold on.
How
about internet providers? You just said internet providers.
No, I said ISPs need socialism so that there's an infrastructure set in place so that they can come and build
they pay for every single year.
Okay,
so
exactly. That's socialism.
All right. So here's the thing. I have no idea. So he's saying that the government, but by the way, I did hear that the government funded the internet in the beginning, right? I hear that was government funded. You know, there's no way for me. I mean, I could Google it, right? I mean, you can go see here, Google it and find out. But I mean, ultimately, it's hard to get an angle because literally and I'm not knocking Charlie, because Charlie's, he's establishing his presence. Totally cool, right? Totally cool. But I do want to hear what Hasan has to say, a little bit too. I want to kind of get both of their angles, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. Who's really cooking here? I'm trying to, they keep over talking each other. So I'm trying to understand here. Let's see. Hold on.
Yes, but in order for them to operate, they have to pay into it.
This is so silly.
So we're talking about two different definitions.
No, we're not. There's one real definition that I'm trying to describe to you, and then there's another one where you're just like making up and picking and choosing whatever is capitalist because it benefits your talking point, and then claiming that
Western civilization was created by free market capitalism.
More government. I'm trying to explain this concept to you, but you refuse to understand. But I don't think it's because you can't understand it. I think it's because you refuse to understand because it doesn't fit your narrative.
My narrative's about freedom.
Western civilization is capitalism. Like. Yeah, duh, right? Absolutely, 100%, Charlie. And I think this is just drama. I mean, come on, guys. None of them are really wrong, right? I mean, Charlie's not wrong. Now, I think the problem with Hasan is I feel like Hasan feels like Charlie is trying to, put things together to make it make him sound smarter or prove his point with his agenda, right? More, that's what I believe that Hasan, that's not what I believe about it. This is not what I think. This is what I think Hasan thinks, right? Hopefully I didn't confuse you, but this is what I think Hasan thinks. All right, back to the video.
My narrative is that America is the greatest country ever to exist, and I want to expand freedom and opportunity for all people. My narrative is that
there is no freedom in a country.
The narrative I care is that we have global poverty at the all-time low.
That is privatized tyranny, Charlie. There is no freedom in a country that is privatized tyranny, where your bosses can do whatever they want and never even give you an example, and never even give you a reason.
I'm not arguing
for what.
anything.
I disagree a bit. I disagree. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, most people have bosses, right? When you work at any company, you work at McDonald's, you work at a corporate job, you work wherever, right? You're going to have bosses and they're going to tell you what to do. Does that mean you're not in a free country? Not necessarily. That's just the corporate structure of that company and most companies. So I'm just pushing back a little bit, Hasan. Hopefully that makes sense to you, brother. And by the way, Hasan, I get what you're saying, right? I totally understand what you're saying, bro. So like, I'm just saying though, in reality, that's really what it is at the end of the day. Back to the video.
In the same galaxy as what you're describing, first and foremost.
You just said I'm arguing for freedom. I'm telling you that, like, yes, progress is important.
Let's
progress
walk through.
towards
in a capitalist
liberty
system,
needs to happen.
That means you have private property rights, which mean if somebody is exploiting you, you go to a judge and you adjudicate that differences. That is inherent in a free market system. You're arguing some sort of
is that the only thing that
abstract anarcho-capitalism.
What happens when there are natural barriers of entry and the government obviously has to step in and subsidize? What happens? Like, we have socialism,
so, like affirmative action policies.
We only have socialism for the wealthy, and we have some socialism for the very poor.
Okay.
What we need to do is bring that back and have socialism.
But see, this is where I'm gonna have to push back again a bit, Hasan, because that's what happens when you live in a capitalistic economy and society, right? That's the structure of how things work. You're always gonna have that, no matter whether it be America or a different country. That's the way it works. That's the structure of things. And I agree somewhat with I understand somewhat what he's I understand what he's saying. Like, okay, yeah, it would. This is my issue. This is my problem. I don't like. Bring me the facts or bring me nothing at all. The only thing I'm going to give to Charlie talks a lot about what's going on now and realistic things that can happen that can be changed, right? For the most part when he talks. So that's what I like, right? He's not doing it he's doing a little bit here. He's not doing it as much, but because I feel Hasan, but I'm really torn because, you know, these both are obviously, you know, successful men and they're doing the thing. And for me, I just, I hear Hasan, but realistically, capitalism, it's not going to yield, you know, it's not going to yield the results that he's pushing. It's just the reality of the situation, right? Back to the video.
Capitalism for everyone. For example, Medicare for all would be a good place to start.
Oh, okay.
Everybody cheers. Of course, that would be a good place to start. But is it going to happen? Probably not for a while, right? I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Probably not. That stuff, we hope it happens. We hope we get the right elected official to make that happen, right? But let's see what Charlie has to say.
There is no answer you can give me to what will happen when automation wipes out the labor force with artificial intelligence. Socialism, whether you like it or not, some variation of that already exists in our country, but some variation of that that will make you deeply uncomfortable will inevitably happen. So it's really silly. You can yell about the free market and how great it is, and also the free market's great because my dad is wealthy is not an argument that you can make anymore, okay? There are people that are suffering in this country.
So Hasan, why don't you give 95% of your money away and go live on a commune?
Do you really think that that's how it works? Do you really think that that's how it works?
Go live what you preach. Because every single...
Okay, so now I'm going to have to start siding with, you know, I'm going to lean into Hasan a little bit. Because, come on, like, are we having a real conversation? Of course he's not going to do that, right? Let's just be real. Be real, right? And Hasan, actually, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you on this point. You know, yeah, artificial intelligence will replace a lot of jobs. And if you don't think it's going to replace a lot of jobs, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you because it is. Back to the video.
This is as silly.
You talked uninterrupted for 5 minutes. Hasan, let me finish.
Go ahead. Sorry, you're right.
I live
You're right.
what I practice. I'm a free market capitalist. I employ people. I took a risk. I have my own startup business. Every single day, I practice what I preach. He wants other people to contribute to what he considers to be a good idea, what he considers will make the world a better place. That you have the freedom to go live as a socialist. Go do it, Hasan. What's stopping you?
Okay.
All right.
So here's why this is ridiculous. And the last point I will make is this. Here's why that conversation is absolutely preposterous. If I gave away the measly earnings that I had and gave away 95% of that,
how much do you make,
that wouldn't necessarily even push the needle. I will be very honest. It's really embarrassing, especially because my boss is sitting right there. I make $60,000 a year, okay? And that's a really good salary, but it's not like what Ted Cruz's wife was talking about the other day when she said $174,000 salary a year. It's not like we're gonna buy a second home anytime soon, but that's besides the point, okay? You're trying to.
By the way, too, Hasan is, I'm pretty sure this is old, and I'm pretty sure he's way more successful than that now. So that just goes to show how old this is. But I don't think even as successful as he is right now financially, if he would have, or if he does change his mind with this stuff. I don't think he does. I think he stands on 10 toes, even though he's a lot more financially successful now than he was back when this interview happened. Back to the video.
Attack me, which is ridiculous, like asking me what my salary is. Sure, I'll reveal it willingly.
You brought it up in context. I'm asking, why don't you live like a socialist?
Okay.
Go live like a socialist.
The point is larger than that, Charlie.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk. I live as a
Hey,
capitalist, okay? I live what I believe.
No.
What do I do? I get charity every single year.
Hold on.
What's my salary? Less than his.
Charlie, take
Come on,
a seat.
Cenk, let's go.
Charlie,
What are you doing?
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Psycho?
All right, no. Take a seat. You're gonna take a seat. You're gonna take a seat over
What
here.
in the
What's my
world just
salary?
happened? Yeah.
Oh, ridiculous. All right, behave, everyone. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Y'all getting too passionate about this. It's not that deep. It's not. I'm back to this.
I practice what I preach, Cenk.
Charlie.
You do
Stop.
not practice what you preach.
Charlie.
All right, hold on. Last point.
You don't want to give him the attention here.
Everyone,
35,000 donors across the country, my
Last
friend
point.
Cenk. We are funded by the grassroots of this country. You can try to demagogue it all you want.
Okay. Can I finish my point?
All right.
Less than Hasan, so you
Hold
can
on.
check it yourself.
Charlie. Let me finish my point.
All right.
Right? We're having a reasonable discussion, right? We're here, we're talking to one another. Let's stop screaming at one another, including those of the Young Turks who obviously don't pay me enough. So, so here's what I was trying to say, okay? We like to make ourselves feel comfortable by like implementing certain environmental policies, for example, like the straw ban in California, which is largely ridiculous because it lowers 0.006% of the plastic in the ocean. This is just simply to make ourselves feel comfortable when 100 companies are responsible for 71% of the carbon emissions. Like, it's ridiculous to think that we are going to have any sort of positive
Now
change
we're
if I
talking.
go
Now
out
we're
and I live in
talking,
a-
Hasan. Where was this in the beginning, bro? We needed this. Okay. See? Yes, we can. Those are the facts. Let's fix that. Absolutely. I like where he was going with artificial intelligence, but again, that's the future. The future is now. I get it's happening and whatever, but see, that's something that's happening now. It's happening right now as we speak. It's happening, right? So how do we fix that today? How do we fix that now? Right? And he's cooking. Now he's cooking because these are things that we can actually change in our society, and it'll help. Right? Back to the video.
In a upstate New York like collective. Obviously, I'm fighting so that everyone can at least see that I'm coming at this not from a partisan place, not from a partisan place at all, or from a place where I'm looking at our problems in this country and trying to find solutions that will help every single American.
Bingo. All right, guys. So you guys obviously know my opinion on this, right? I agree with some of what Charlie said. I agree with some of what Hasan said. Hasan was definitely cooking at the end right there, but it's not about me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Okay, I'm very curious to see what you guys think. All right, who do you agree with more? And yeah, all right, until next time, peace.